Hi, I'm Steve Richardson, and welcome to my latest video. Now, today I want to talk to you about friction. Now, when it comes to your practice, friction means those unintended things that you do that can make it more difficult for people to retain you. You may not be realizing it, it may just be in your workflows, but it makes it more difficult for them to give you money and sign up with you. Now, if you consider Travis Kalanick, and he's one of the co-founders of Uber, and he was obsessed with reducing friction for his rideshare company. Now think about it. You want to ride, you pull out your phone, you go into the Uber app, and you say, I want to go to this location. And it'll tell you cars in the area, it'll match you up. The car will drive up, tell you your name, and you exchange uh, confirmation, make sure they are an Uber driver. You get into the car, take you to your destination. It automatically charges the trip to your credit card. You get out of the car and go. And that's it. It's very smooth, no friction. Get into the car, get your ride, pay automatically, leave. It even presented a problem for Kalanick and Uber because he was resistant to adding tips for the driver to the app because he felt it increased friction. It was an additional step that the Uber rider had to take. So the whole idea here is to reduce the friction, to make it a smooth process for someone to retain you. And that's something that the pandemic really kind of forced people to do, certainly forced me to do it. I mean, in the old days, pre-pandemic, someone would have to come into your office, they do a consultation, they agree to hire you, you hand them a retainer agreement, they sign it, they hand you a check, and you're retained. But with the pandemic, people didn't want to come into your office. There was lockdown. So oftentimes, if people did reach out to you, it was by phone or by Zoom. Now, in the past, sometimes I would have someone retain me for a traffic ticket, for example. They're out of state, ticket was here in New Jersey. I'd have to send them a letter with a retainer agreement and a copy for them and a self-addressed stamped envelope, instructing them to sign the copy, put it in a self-addressed stamped envelope, along with a check for my fee, and mail it back. A lot of friction, a lot of additional steps. So what I ultimately did was I started taking credit cards. I use a vendor called LawPay, lawpay.com, and they're great. I send the client a payment link. They can pay by credit or debit. LawPay puts the money into my bank account, either my trust account for a retainer or my general operating account for a flat fee, if that's ethical in your state. And I then send them a retainer agreement that they can e-sign and get back to me. Simple, easy, a few clicks, and that client has hired me. I made it easy. So if you're not using credit cards, you should consider it. Now, it doesn't work for every practice. I can't do that system with a bankruptcy client, for example, because I can't take payment by credit card, certainly. And the rules require wet signatures on retainer agreements, so I can't do e-signing. So it doesn't work for everything, but it gives you an idea of how you can reduce friction. And I've got to tell you, the amount of money I made during the pandemic and since then by accepting credit cards, sending out documents and retainers that can be e-signed, made a lot of money, and you can too. Reduce the friction. Make it easy for someone to retain you. So that's it for this video. I hope you got a lot out of it and that you look into doing this. I'm sure you won't regret it. If you like this video, hit the like button. and it'll help the algorithm spread the video and help the channel. If you like the videos I'm doing, uh, hit the subscribe button and the bell icon to get notifications. And if you want to review the channel, that'd be great too. So that's it for this video, and I'll see you in the next one.